If anyone is trying to grow on YouTube and build subscriber base, build an audience, I believe if you're not posting one video a week minimum, you're not even trying.
You gotta just press record.
I'm about to get on this call with a very big brand that teaches social media best practices. We have a 15-minute call kind of locked in. So I thought, why don't we just turn on the camera, because the questions that they're asking is probably gonna be questions you're asking. So let's jump onto this call right now.
Hey Omar, how are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for being here. This is so helpful for us. We're like, we have to ask the pros. We have to ask you guys. So thank you so much for doing this. Question number one that we have for you is, what are the best practices for hashtags on YouTube?
Yeah, I think a lot of times people may confuse hashtags with tagging, but I will address hashtags first. So hashtags are not really intended for discoverability, but more for organization. So for instance, if you had a video podcast, when somebody clicks on that hashtag, it's like all your podcast is consolidated, right? That would be the reason you would want to use hashtags on YouTube, is for consolidation or organization. But when it comes to tags, you're helping YouTube put your video in front of certain keywords and key phrases. Like a real life example when it comes to Think Media is when I make a video called best camera for YouTube in 2023, the tags I'm gonna use is best camera for beginners on YouTube, best cameras for YouTube, best YouTube camera for beginners 2020. It's almost like different versions of the title is what you would use for the tags. And really you're thinking about what are the other ways people are gonna be finding or discovering this video with their keywords and phrases.
Wow, that's really good. Another question for you is there a time or day that is best to post on YouTube? And a follow-up question to that I'll have too is, how many times per week, if so?
If anyone is trying to grow on YouTube and build subscriber base, build an audience, I believe if you're not posting one video a week minimum, you're not even trying. And I don't mean to be harsh, but figure out a way to upload one video a week if you're trying to grow on YouTube. If that's what your main goal is, because just seldomly showing up once in a while is not gonna help the discoverability of your channel, but it's also not gonna give you the feedback you get from uploading consistently, because the more you upload, the more feedback YouTube gives you in the back end. Now, when people ask the question what's the best time to upload, they're usually asking the question, how can I get the most views when I drop my video? And if nobody knows who you are, then it doesn't matter. You identify as the creator when you want to promise to yourself how often you're going to show up. The more you upload, the more insight you get. So then you do get access to when majority of your subscribers or your audience is on. And so when you do have that data, I would say you can upload videos an hour before the peak hours. For instance, Think Media, a lot of people are peaking at around 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we release our videos at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But we have that information only because we upload consistently.
So would that count for YouTube Shorts too?
It's really more about the creator than it is the audience. So identify how many shorts are you gonna upload a week and just stick to it for you. And then, yeah, when you have that information, by all means, when you see that peak time, just do it a little bit before that to catch that wave.
Sounds good. Question number 3. What are the latest trends or features on YouTube that entrepreneurs should be aware of?
Yes, probably the biggest current opportunity and trend, and I would even say missed opportunity, is video podcasting. When you say entrepreneurs, what comes to mind is, I don't have a lot of time. I can't be making videos every day. I need to be consistent online. When you create video podcasts, it's a very long form video that could then be redistributed as an audio, as shorts or reels, and then you can even create, even shorter, 5 to 7 minute clips from a video podcast. If you're an entrepreneur, you should know about the 7-hour rule. It'll take 7 hours for somebody to consume your content, for them to trust you. And one way to speed that 7 hours is to have long videos. If you want to build trust with your audience, uploading longer form videos is a huge opportunity.
I just want to add one thing when you were saying that, Omar. It clicked for me in terms of SEO, because that's what you don't have right now on Spotify or Apple or anything else like that. It's not searchable, but YouTube is there. And if it's moving towards audio in some way too, plus the power of SEO in YouTube, it's the second biggest search engine or whatever that is.
Right.
That fascinates me.
Yeah, and that's why I like YouTube. On YouTube, the creator decides to watch. Winning that click is really key. But yeah, no, 100% huge opportunity, SEO.
Next question. What are the most important analytics or metrics that we should be paying attention to on YouTube?
Yes. There's only two. So if you're overwhelmed, it's a good day. The only two metrics you need to worry about on YouTube is click-through rate and average viewer duration. Click-through rate is the percentage of people who click on your video who see it on their feed. So if 10 people see it, but 7 people click, that's a 70% click-through rate. What influences a click? It is not the video you make. This is why people have it backwards. They're like, I'm gonna make the best video in the world, but they don't think about the psychology behind somebody actually, clicking on that video. So you put all this energy on a video and then you're like, man, it's getting no views. Well, because the title and the thumbnail wasn't convincing enough to want to even get the click. So this is encouraging. If you have videos on your YouTube channel that you feel are really good, you can go back and change your titles and thumbnails. Now, I'll say click-through rate is solely affected by titles and thumbnails. And right now, I think a lot of people are doing too much. So that's a good thing too. You can reel it back. Your titles should almost be very headline or article-like. Those are the type of titles working. So if you think about how newspapers write headlines, that's kind of the type of video titles you want, because that's gonna make people stop, click, and then watch your video. Something I like doing is just doing the research. So if I have a video topic, most people start with a video idea or a topic in mind. Go do some research. Go on YouTube, put that topic in the search bar, and see how people are positioning this title. And then when it comes to thumbnails, a lot of people are busy with the thumbnails as well. So there's what I call is the rule of 3. Don't put more than 3 elements in your thumbnail. A lot of people repeat the title of their video in the thumbnail. What you want to do is, number 1, don't use more than 4 words. Max out at 4 words. It should amplify or reiterate the feeling you get from reading that title or watching this video. So here's an example. How to experience a better first trimester as a pregnant woman, right? I'm not gonna put that title in the thumbnail. I'm gonna put no headaches, no nausea. I'm gonna tell a story more or less with that thumbnail. Then there's average viewer duration. So YouTube is measuring how long people stay on your videos. So when I say average viewer duration, if you have a 10-minute video, but most people are just watching 59 seconds of it, that's a really low average view duration. So the question that people should be asking is, what do I need to do to increase my average view duration? The easy first step answer to that is focus on the first 30 seconds of your video. Because if you can get 70% average viewer durations to stay past the 30-second mark, chances are they're gonna stay throughout the rest of the video. And then that triggers YouTube to say, oh man, people are clicking on this video and they're watching the first 30 seconds of this video. We're gonna put this video in front of more people. I mean, as a creator, we have to obsess over that first 30 to 60 seconds because you're earning the attention of the person to stay along the whole thing. So stay along the entire video as much as possible. Never allude to the fact that your video is ending. So if you are sharing 3 tips, I'm not gonna end my video saying, and the final tip, and the last tip. I'm gonna say, and the next tip, and then a lot of the times you could make one of your tips another video. So like, it's almost like this video is 3 tips, but you're gonna go ham on 2 of them, and then your 3rd tip is clicking this next video where I break down XYZ. That's how people binge you. But so many people that are on YouTube, they're not making themselves bingeable because you're not giving people next steps. You know how like when you're on Netflix and there's like, you finish a series and it's like, or an episode, and it's like, next episode starting, next episode starting. It's like, because they're trying to win your watch time, and that's why we binge episodes. They're doing it for you essentially, and you could do that for your viewer. Just to recap, click-through rate, average viewer duration. Those are the only 2 things that we should care about as creators on YouTube.
That's so good to know. We had one more question for you. Is there a certain length or duration that performs best?
Yes, I love this question because the best length on YouTube are the 2 most underserved lengths on YouTube. And it's honestly YouTube Shorts. There's not enough supply for the demand. And then secondly is very long videos. This is a huge opportunity. I know I mentioned it with the video podcast, but even if you had 30-minute long talking head or trainings or seminars, huge opportunity. When people click on a very long video, they're clicking with the expectation they're gonna stick around. If you can talk a really long time on a topic or subject, man, that is beautiful because you're gonna win. People are gonna fall in love with you because they're spending time with you. Here's a cool way to actually create long videos without having to create long videos. It's create what we call content marathons. So if you're planning your videos, plan a series of videos. Plan on, I'm gonna make 10 videos on how to use Canva. I'm gonna make 10 videos on how to use social media for entrepreneurs. Make it a masterclass and upload that one video on YouTube. Now you have this 1 hour and 30-minute video on how to use social media for your business. You might have the best video that is that long around that topic because you've concisely thought through each and every segment.
You know, the psychology of that, Omar, it reminds me when you said someone who sees it's a 90-minute video, they're like, okay, I'm going to watch the video. It reminds me of like the difference between someone who's like scrolling on Twitter versus reading a book. Like I sit down and read a book. I'm not going to stop after a page. Like I'm here for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it is. And it's so, I never thought of that until you said it, but I was like, I can totally see and the book, like the person who's reading the book, they want to know the author.
Love the idea of a content marathon. I think that's so brilliant.
Omar, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You blew my mind. I was like hanging on to every word. So thank you for your kindness, for sharing. So appreciate it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.
All right.
Bye, Omar.
Bye. That's what you call YouTube game, dog. If you got value, click the like button. And if you want to check out another video, click or tap the screen. We out.